from Bagram Air Base. Now he's in Islamabad. I met him a few days ago in Islamabad in F10, and I asked him what were the main questions when you were questioned by the Americans.
Right.
He was telling me the major question, one of the question was, where are the Stingers? Where are the heavy weapons Americans themselves gave to them, to the Mujahideen?
Right.
Just coming to your question, in fact. So the weapons, there are the huge weapons still exist in Afghanistan, and as I will tell you that now the movement of the people from our area to Afghanistan, it is still continuing. There is no doubt in it.
Right.
So these people are still mixed. Yes, he is right to say that the Afghan Taliban, they are fighting to liberate their own country. But why Afghanistan is continuously blaming Pakistan? This is the main thing, that the people are going, according to them, from here to Afghanistan.
Right.
So going and coming, this is a tradition, this is and it will continue. No one can stop it. So the weapons, this is no problem. Traditionally, tribesmen have the weapons with them, and you can now easily buy weapons in Darra and everywhere.
Right. But not like the modern weapons. We are talking about, shoulder based weapons that are bringing down gunships, that are bringing down entire bases of the US military. Where are these weapons? These are like new, latest modern equipment.
If you allow me to add to that,
yes, of course.
Whatever my friend has said is true. There have been various weapons which can remain remnants of the former Soviet Afghan era. But there is absolutely no doubt, the intelligence reports, the assessments, our own contacts on ground confirm it to us that now Russians and Iranians are heavily funding Afghan Taliban movement.
Right.
There is absolutely no doubt. You see, the Pakistani Taliban, even if they are crossing over, the weapons are not coming to these people from Pakistan's side. The weapons are coming from the Afghan side.
Right.
So either they are coming from Afghan Taliban to their assets, or to those assets who are fighting against the state of Pakistan. They are being sponsored and patronized by the Kabul government. There's no doubt. You see, in Parachanar, for example, this area, access to Parachanar has been blocked by Taliban due to this sectarian fight.
Right.
The entire food supplies, equipment, weapons, monies, everything to Parachanaris are now coming from Kabul. The route from the backside is totally open. Similarly, all those tribes and militant groups who are fighting against the state of Pakistan, they are being given equipment, weapons, money, supplies, detonation devices, explosive, hundreds of tons of detonation devices and explosives are
We're
coming.
hearing about mines blowing up, people dying.
Where are they coming from? This is not the remnants of the Afghan Soviet era. This is new technology. This is something that's coming very latest. The frequency hopping wireless sets, the remote control devices, this was not existing. This was not present during the Soviet Afghan era.
And I seriously doubt that you could have such backup or such large supplies surviving over such
this is what I'm telling you. Even the technology is latest. The technology is 21st century. It's not the technology that we used to have in Soviet Afghan war. I mean, this technology was not used in that time, did not exist. And as you said, the Stingers of the old time are not able to shoot down the latest 21st century American aircraft. They've got the devices to protect themselves against. You see, so these weapons which are shooting down the American aircraft are very, very latest. These are weapons, heat seekers, which can bypass the American modern defensive gadgetry installed into their aircraft. So this is a different mindset we are talking about. It's a different environment we are talking about.
Altogether.
It's a different ball game.
Which brings me to the next question. The government of Pakistan has been, we have tried both options. Two options were available. We have tried both. We've tried the military option. We've tried dialogue. Apparently, to all extent and purposes, both have not provided the kind of results the government was expecting. Where can we go next?
You see, the third step has already been taken, I guess, is the mistake that the Pakistan had done initially. Let's evaluate from ab initio, from the beginning where we went wrong. Pakistan did not make a distinction between Afghan Taliban and did not make a distinction between Al-Qaeda. Americans were after Al-Qaeda. Pakistan should have made a distinction. Afghan Taliban were not our enemies. They had not done anything wrong to us. So we made a terrible mistake. But now it is time that we correct the imbalance. Pakistan straight away should embark on a decision that was taken between Pakistan and Afghanistan during the peace jirga, that a jirga will be formed between Pakistan and Afghan government, and they'll start talking to Afghan Taliban. See, let me tell you one thing. Afghan Taliban are now a reality in Afghanistan. For the first time in 8 years, Afghan Taliban have started fighting positional wars, which means hit and run tactics are over. Positional wars have begun. There's a front line of NATO and there's a front line of Afghan Taliban. Now a regular war has begun in certain segments, particularly in Kandahar, particularly in Khost. So you cannot write off Afghan Taliban. The moment Pakistan starts to talk to Afghan Taliban, the influence of Afghan Taliban on the local Taliban is so intense and so immense that they immediately, the temperature in our tribal areas will start to go down.
Cooling.
Will start to go down. And the second thing is that there are tribes, the militant groups which are loyal to, as we said, loyal to the state of Pakistan. Pakistan need to support these groups to neutralize those groups who are anti-state, who the 70 suicide bombings last year and massive suicide bombing campaign this year is being done by one group, one ideology, one mindset, which are Indian and Zionist assets, which are supported by Afghans from the backside.
So we need to basically corral those people.
We need to corral those people. It is already being done now. You see what is happening is, scenario on ground is on the North Waziristan a militant group and a South Waziristan militant group has now begun to corner Baitullah Masood. This killing of the FC people has even sparked an unrest and anger within the people within various areas as well. So now people are ganging up against Baitullah Masood.
Because they are the locals. These are the local people who families.
This is what needs to be done.
When we say, sir, that we want to talk to the Afghan Taliban, but yesterday or a day before yesterday, I believe the Afghanistan government has said that they have suspended all talks, all negotiations, and they've said that we will basically not sit at the same table as Pakistan. How do we resolve this particular dilemma?
The problem is with the Afghan government. In fact, Pakistan, Afghanistan and NATO and Americans, we have a mechanism to raise all issues if they have any complaints about Pakistan's role. But what Afghanistan has been doing over the past few weeks or few months, and the statement directly, it's very strange, the Afghan president directly charged Pakistan intelligence agency. When the blast outside the Indian embassy, so immediately in the same day there were two statements, the same day, without going through any probe or any investigation. The first was from the spokesman of the president office, and he said, and he indirectly blamed Pakistan later. And the second was from the Interior Ministry of the Afghanistan, the same words. So it means there is still mistrust, and this is very, very unfortunate steps that the Afghan government say that they will not hold talks with Pakistan. In my opinion now, blaming Pakistan on for all issues has become a tradition in Afghanistan, and the people and the high-ups, even the president, they consider that talking against Pakistan maybe they benefit them. So this is the problem. And the second thing is, we have lost all our friends in Afghanistan. He was referring to the Afghan Taliban, that we can stop. We stepped at the back of the Taliban. We handed over Afghan ambassador to Americans, and the same ambassador, Mullah Zaif, says in his book, he was handed over at Peshawar airport formally, and one line was the American forces, the second line was Pakistani army, and his clothes was removed. He was nakedly dragged into a helicopter from Peshawar airport to Bagram.
So basically we have cut our way back to the
Afghan. And I told you the Hikmatyar son-in-law, his spokesman, Ghairat Bahir, because these people to some extent had been loyal to Pakistan or not enemy of Pakistan, but we made these people also enemy of Pakistan. That's why the Northern Alliance, no doubt that they are the enemy of Pakistan, but these people were not. Our policies, yes, there would be some sort of pressures, foreign pressures, and the government also has to